This video will show you how to search for events in the event map view. The first thing you need to do is to set the PSID, CUID, and sector. What that typically means is the PSID is your system, and that can be either the overall system of an MSO or an individual city. The next one is CUID is the next level down from that. So that could be the city of an MSO, or it can be the region within a particular city. And then the last section would be sectors. And that typically refers to individual nodes. So here I'm going to pick this one. The next criteria I need to set is the detection date. So by default, it takes today's date from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. So I'm going to click on the little calendar here, and I'm going to set the start date to the beginning of the month. The next thing I want to set is the status. So I can look at unassigned, assigned, closed, archived events. So here I'm going to look at unassigned and assigned. And then lastly, for a basic search, I want to set the count and the level. So we're not going to be looking at the count, but that would be allow you to filter on how many times a defect has been redetected. And in here, I'm going to be looking for leakage, midband, and LTE, and ingress. So now I'm going to come up here and click on this button, which does a display auto fit. So it's going to zoom the map to encompass all of the events that met the criteria. So it says there were 10 events that met my criteria, and we can see them all on the map here. If, for example, I want to see what each one of these icons means, I can click on the legend on the right-hand side, and it will tell me specifically what each one of those means. So, for example, here, the triangles are ingress-only events. The circles are leakage, and if it's got a filled upper and lower half, that means there was both LTE and midband. And then the icons here that are squares with circles in it, those mean it was all three. So it was 2 leakage and ingress. So if I am not particularly interested in ingress, so I'm going to uncheck that. And this time I'm going to click on this icon here, and it'll do a data refresh where it doesn't change the zoom on the map. It just reapplies the criteria. So now there's 4 events. So these are all events that contain leakage over 20 microvolts. So if I want to look at larger events, so if I want to look at events that are 200 microvolts or higher, I can change that criteria. I will click on the data refresh, and now I only have 2 events that are showing. So if I look here, I can click on this icon, and I can see the information, the basic quick information, or I can click here and get more detailed information. So showing the actual hardware that detected it, and then in here a list of any times it was redetected, and in this case this was a replacement of an existing event. So if I close exit here, and that covers how to do a basic search within the event map.